Hello everyone, my name is Alex Pennington, and welcome to my Pecha Kucha presentation for my Service Learning Spring 2025. I am so very excited to share my experience with you guys and to share the process that I went through to create and complete my project for this semester. So this picture is my beginning. It doesn't look like much, and that's because it's really not, at all. This was a very rough chicken scratch post-it note of what I was originally thinking I was going to do, which was going to be a project with the Boys and Girls Club of Joplin. However, I then switched my pathing into something more local and more hometown, and decided to do something I had more interest in. What I decided on was doing a pickleball tournament. It would be held at the high school in my hometown, and it would be to raise money for the Miller Youth Sports Program. So, in order to host the tournament, I figured I would need a prize for the winners. My girlfriend and I went to Kansas City, Missouri, to watch a comedy show by Jake Triplett, who is one of our favorite comedians, and he just so happens to own a pickleball paddle company, and his name is Friday Pickleball. So, as you can see, here's me, holding 7 free pickleball paddles that Jake Triplett decided to give me. As I said, he owns Friday Pickleball, so he just handed them out to me. I told him about my tournament, and let's be real, my goal was to get him to give me some free paddles, but I wasn't expecting it to be so simple. All I really had to do was ask him. So after I got that figured out, I decided that I probably needed to get the go-ahead to actually host the tournament in the gym. So, after I'd gotten the prize for the top teams, I decided that I should email the athletic director of Miller High School, and I asked if I could use the facility. Next, after getting the go-ahead, I knew that I would need some publicity about my tournament if I wanted people to know about it and to sign up. After all, a tournament does not work very well if there's no teams signed up to play in it. So I had the Miller Youth Sports Facebook page share my flyer, and I posted it on my social media as well. Everything was going so well, a little too well though. So, as with most things, I encountered a big problem. I hadn't thought about what I was going to do to provide nets, as those are a very important part of pickleball. So, as you could probably guess, this was very worrisome because I hadn't checked it out before. Then, as I breathed a sigh of relief, I was informed that the school ordered a new set of paddles, balls, and nets. This was such a huge break in my project and basically secured it, as I had teams signing up and almost everything sorted out by this time. Even though I had a lot of things figured out for my project, I still felt like I needed to do some research, as I am by no means a professional when it comes to pickleball, so I needed to be sure of some of the rules, regulations, and how my tournament would flow smoothly, along with certain equipment regulations, like which type of ball to use. Then, after I had 12 teams signed up, I was finally able to create my bracket with the help of someone who is actually going to play in the tournament. The tournament style was going to be a round robin into a single elimination bracket. I was very thankful for the help with creating this bracket, because it definitely took some stress off of me trying to create it myself. So then, when I got to the school on tournament day, it was time to start setting up. I swept the floors with the broom that you can see me holding in the picture, so that people could hopefully play without slipping and sliding everywhere. After that, I made sure that everything was in order and ready for the tournament. Then, people began actually showing up. I made sure that when they all showed up, they signed waivers to ensure that if anything did go wrong, that it would be covered and people would understand what they were getting into. If they got hurt, this waiver meant that they were taking the responsibility for it, and it was not on me or the school. I ended up getting to play in the tournament with my dad. My sister was supposed to play with him, but she ended up not being able to come, so I was very glad that I got to be able to play because it was very fun, and playing in the tournament actually has caused me to get even further into playing pickleball more often than I used to. Here you can see the results of the finished round robin tournament. I ended up not having one of the teams show up, but luckily it didn't mess up the tournament that much, and we were able to adapt because they were in the same group as they would have been if the other team would have shown up. Then Towards the end of the tournament, I put the names of everyone who was in the losers bracket into a pile and held a drawing so I could give away one free pickleball paddle to a lucky person. It felt very exciting getting to do this type of thing because I love giving away prizes, and I am so thankful that I was able to have those free paddles to give away. This is a picture of the top 3 winning teams in the tournament, first, second, and third place. Now, as you can see, they have medals. I did not buy those medals, but the winning team decided to bring them. Talk about being confident. I guess they just knew they would win, but I'm glad they did. There were so many people who played in the tournament. It didn't really feel that much at first, but this picture shows everyone who was there playing, and there were even more people not pictured who were sitting in the stands watching the tournament as it went. It was so very exciting getting that many people in the gym. Here is a picture of $350 that I raised for Miller Youth Sports. I'm not trying to brag, but I do think this was a very good turnout. And not only did I raise money, but I also had people from my community come together, and we all had a really fun time playing pickleball and running the tournament. Overall, this was a very fun project, and it was very rewarding to see this Facebook post, especially reading that this was the first ever pickleball tournament in my hometown. I loved putting it together, and every step of the process was absolutely so much fun. Anyways, thank you guys for watching.